Before you go yelling and screaming at me in the comments, oh, this is clickbait. Oh, this will never happen. Just please do me a favor. Hear me out. Watch the video. Listen to what I have to say in my reasonings. Do I think the Yankees are going to go and trade for Bobby Witt? I have no idea, but I'm going to talk about the possibility of that happening. So if you love the Yankees or any other team for that matter, and you're not subscribed, be sure to subscribe. We're almost at 23,000 subscribers. I can taste it. So if you can help us get there, that would be an absolute blessing. But listen, today's about Bobby Witt. Now, there has been no reports that the Royals would be willing to move on from him, but I'm going to give you guys a few reasons why they may entertain it. For starters, this season, let's look at Bobby Witt's contract. 2026, Bobby Witt is making over $14 million. 2027, Bobby Witt is making over $20 million. But then 2028 is over 31. 2029 is over 36. 2030 is over 36. Then he has that opt-out. So with all that being said, Bobby Witt could maybe find himself on another team if, number one, Kansas City isn't competing and doesn't find themselves being a competitive team in the near future. Because let's face it, 2024, that was a very good year for them. But I feel like 2025 is really who they were. Right? Not that 2024 version, but 2025. And Bobby Witt is one heck of a ball player. 25 years of age, incredibly young, is going to cost you a lot. But if Kansas City doesn't see themselves competing for a title in the near future, they may want to get as much as they possibly can for him before his contract gets much larger. It's going to go up to, it's going to double, more than double by 2028 from 2026. So right now, I think you could get the most value for him now than in 3 years. But Bobby Witt is an incredible ball player. Let's look at the numbers from this season for one of the best shortstops in Major League Baseball. Bobby Witt hit 295, 23 homers, 88 RBI with an 852 OPS and an OPS plus of 136. The New York Yankees may want to move on from Anthony Volpe. They may do that, and there's no better way than to make a gigantic splash than to get Bobby Witt. And Bobby Witt kind of future-proofs the Yankees a bit. He's 25. He's younger than Ben Rice, and he's younger than Austin Wells. He's already accomplished so much in this sport. He's only 25 years old. So if you want to get another cornerstone post-Judge years, and listen, you're going to have to re-sign him too. If he opts out, you're going to have to commit and re-sign him if you do this deal, if obviously he stays course and plays at this elite level until then, which there's no reason why he shouldn't or couldn't. But if the Yankees are going to make a big splash, this could be one of them, but it's going to cost you a lot. Now, what would it take to go and land Bobby Witt? It's going to take you everything. It's going to take you absolutely everything. To be honest, Baseball Trade Simulator basically tells us it's impossible with Bobby Witt having a trade value of $352. It's damn near impossible. So you're going to have to unload multiple pitchers. You're going to have to say bye-bye to George Lombard. But in having Bobby Witt here, why would it matter? Why would it matter to have George Lombard here anyway? Bobby Witt, 25 years old, he would be the future shortstop for years to come. But you'd have to move on from George Lombard. You'd have to move on from multiple pitchers. Elmer Rodriguez Cruz, Carlos Legrand, who had both pitchers had such great seasons. Now, I would try not to move on from Schlittler, but you might have to. You may have to move on from Spencer Jones, maybe some major league talent like a Ben Rice, who apparently is drawing a lot of trade interest right now. So in order to get Bobby Witt, you may have to make a big splash like that. And it's because he's making $14 million and then $20 million why the price for him would be so steep, and because of his age. Now, when you get to the $31 million season and you get to the $236 million years, that's when his value may go down because he's going to cost the team so much to take on as far as salary goes. But right now, if the Royals don't foresee themselves making a push for a championship, right now would be the best time to move him, and they could get an absolute king's ransom for him. Now, when it comes to trading for Bobby Witt and maybe him even potentially entering the market, the trade market, the Yankees won't be the only team in on him. You'll have Boston, who's probably going to be in on Bobby Witt. Multiple championship teams. The Dodgers, maybe, because they seem to be in on everybody. The Yankees won't be the only team in on Bobby Witt, but the Yankees could have enough of a package to swoop the Royals off their feet and say, hey, we have something here. It's a serious offer. Will you take it? Now, why would the Royals do it? As I said, Bobby Witt's contract, his deal is $14 million this year, $20 million the following year, and then it gets it to the 30s. It gets quite expensive, and that might be expensive for Kansas City, considering that, number one, they're going to have to spread that salary around. They're not a big market team, and in order to field a competitive team in trading Bobby Witt and getting a king's ransom for him, you kind of hit the reset button in a way, but you have a plethora now of young talent. You have the Royals' young talent, and then you have the young talent that you just brought in for Bobby Witt. And the team that, if Bobby Witt were to become available, which there's no telling if he will be, probably not, but I'm just saying, if the Yankees want to upgrade at shortstop, this is a creative way in doing that and in getting one of the best shortstops in Major League Baseball. This is one heck of a way to do it. And you would be getting a young superstar in Bobby Witt. Man, I would absolutely love it if they were to do this. But as I said, there's no telling if he's even available, if the Royals will even make him available. But if you want to get creative in improving the shortstop position, why don't you go out and get a superstar like Bobby Witt and see if you could do that? Now, as I said, it's a freaking long shot. It's an absolute long shot. There's been no feeling that the Royals have made Bobby Witt available. But like I said, I've come up with this idea. If the Yankees want to absolutely shock the world, shock Major League Baseball, if they want to go and get a surefire, defensive, offensive shortstop, Bobby Witt is the guy to go and get. He would be worth Lombard. He would be worth multiple starting pitchers. I would try to keep Cam Schlittler here, but it all comes down to what Kansas City wants. Now, if you could get Bobby Witt in pinstripes and you would have to include Schlittler in a trade, would you do that, Yankees fans? You let me know down in the comments. But when it comes to making a big splash and improving a position that's been a little rough these past 3, 4, 5 years, well, what better name than Bobby Witt Jr.? Now, you let me know what you think about this down in the comments. As I said, listen, I'm coming up with an idea. If the Yankees like it, please take it. See what you can do. And Andy Martino was on pinstripe territory. Derek does a fabulous job over there. He was on there and he mentioned, he goes, listen, the Yankees could go a different direction at short, and they could go in a direction where we're not thinking of right now. And Bobby Witt's been on my mind for a couple of days or for a couple of weeks. Maybe this could be a thing that the Yankees could explore and shock the baseball world. But you let me know what you think about this down in the comments. Thank you guys so much for watching. Take care.